This guide will detail the steps to upgrade Cornerstone MFT Server 2019 to Titan MFT Server. Upgrading from previous versions of Cornerstone ensures that your server solution will once again provide your business with an MFT environment that has active support and product updates, security and feature updates ongoing, and modern security algorithms and capabilities, plus modern interfaces and increased ease of use and administration. Following this guide, you will be able to install Titan MFT Server and import your Cornerstone MFT Server environment to keep your existing configurations intact. The Cornerstone server environment will still exist, just in a disabled state. Reversion to Cornerstone is available in case of an unexpected issue. Before we get started, you'll want to make sure you have Cornerstone MFT Server 2019 build 3675 or later installed. This should be installed on the target system on which Titan MFT Server will run. This operating system must meet system requirements for Titan MFT Server. These are available on our website, and you'll want to ensure you have Windows Server 2016 or later, or a modern Linux operating system, the latest version of a web browser such as Edge, Google Chrome, or Firefox, a multi-core processor, at least 8 gigabytes of RAM are required, and 16 gigabytes is recommended for production systems. And Microsoft SQL Server 2019 or later, SQL Server 2019 Express is included as an option during the installation of Titan. Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio is not required, but it is recommended. You must have at least 2 gigabytes of disk space available for installation of Titan Server and backup of the Cornerstone configuration. Stop the server on your Cornerstone 2019 so that it is not running during time of install and upgrade. You can see the groups and users that will come into your new environment once you have Titan MFT running. When you're ready to get started, run the installer for Titan MFT Server. Once the installer has begun, choose the language for your install and choose OK. The installer wizard will begin. Choose Next. Read the end user license agreement and choose whether you accept or do not accept the agreement. If you do not accept, the installer will quit. If you choose accept, we'll move to the next steps. You can specify the installation directory. By default, this is C, Program Files, South River Technologies, SRX Server. Once you have your path, choose Next. You can decide whether to choose SQL Server Express or not. So Titan MFT Server can use SQLite as an internal database, or you can install SQL Server Express, which comes with the installation product, or you can choose to connect Titan to your own SQL Server database that you may have already in your environment. Make your selection and choose Next. Finally, it'll tell you the installer is ready. Choose Next, and the install will run. Once the install has completed, click Finish, go to your desktop, find the Titan MFT Server icon, and double-click to get started. On the first launch, you're presented with a welcome message and instructions to create a master admin account. Choose Let's Go, and you'll be prompted to create this account. Choose a username and password that you would like to use as your master admin credentials for the Titan server. Make sure you note these credentials and have them somewhere. Choose Create Initial Admin User. The admin account is created and you're logged into the admin interface. To import your Cornerstone 2019 server environment into Titan, click on the local domain icon to see your list of servers. Then on the right, choose Import. Here select Import Legacy Server Instance and select any from the drop-down list. In this case, primary was the server instance we had in the 2019 environment, and that is the instance I will bring in to this Titan MFT server. Choose Next. For the database type, you can choose either SQLite or SQL Server. Note if you're using SQL Server, it must be SQL Server 2019 or later. When selecting the database name, Cornerstone MFT is the likely default from your legacy environment, unless you had specified a different name. You can choose to provide a new database name here. When choosing your authentication, whether Windows or SQL Server, ensure that your account has read and write permissions to the SQL environment. Use the test connection option to verify everything is good before moving forward. You'll see this green success window in the background. Click Next. Choose what you want to name the server inside your Titan environment. Do you want to keep the name as it was, or do you want to call the server by a different name? Choose Finish and the import will occur. The icon to the left of the server will appear orange during the import process. Depending on the size and configuration, this can take some time. Once it's completed, the server will appear with a red X next to it. This means the server is not currently running. To start a server, click on the Actions menu and choose to start. The server will start and the icon will turn green once it's successful. The services that are currently in use are in blue, and if they are not colored or filled in, they would be white. It means that the service is not running. Your server is now imported and running. You can also go through the server environment to see the groups and users and other configurations that you had that now exist within your Titan environment. You'll also notice that other configurations remain. For example, SFTP connections are configured as they were. But also make sure you go through these different tabs and windows to note things that are new within Titan MFT. For example, multi-factor authentication is now supported. So you want to go through and make sure the modern and additional items are enabled or disabled based on exactly what you want in your environment. Finally, if you go into the services option in Windows, you can see the various services and that they both still exist, both from the Cornerstone and Titan services. So you can see the SRX server for Titan and Cornerstone. So we can stop the old Cornerstone service so that it is still in this environment, able to be recovered to if needed, but not running at the same time as your Titan MFT server environment. You are now ready to use Titan MFT server instead of your legacy Cornerstone environment.